Heartbreaking news. Mark Consuelos' private illness comes to light. Kelly Ripa speaks out, then paused on a warmly lit studio set, framed photos of classic television moments behind her. Welcome back. I'm glad you're here. Today's story is one of love, courage, and the quiet struggles people endure behind the smile you see on screen. We're taking you behind the scenes, not for scandal, but to understand how a family we've watched grow, laugh, and work together found strength when the unthinkable arrived. This is about resilience, the power of honesty, and what it means when a spouse chooses to speak, not to accuse, but to protect and heal. Stay with me, because when Kelly speaks, everything shifts. Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa are household names. Decades on daytime television, familiar routines, and banter that feels like Sunday dinner with friends. Yet fame shines a spotlight on life without always revealing the shadows. Public life is not private life. Television clips show fragments, and sometimes the full story includes things nobody expected. Behind their laughter was a hush that began small, unnoticed, and gradually took shape. Small signs are the cruelest: a pause in speech, a tremor while tying a shoelace, an unusual nap. At first, these were written off as jet lag, work stress, or ordinary aches. But when two people share life intimately, small signs become shared worry. Then came the day the signs demanded answers, questions they could no longer laugh off. In a doctor's office, the quiet presses in, the light too bright, the clock ticking too loudly. One visit led to tests to follow-ups, and follow-ups revealed a pattern that could no longer be ignored. Families often confront the medical world of unknowns and jargon in such moments. Not everyone wants the story public. Sometimes secrecy shields, not from outsiders, but from letting illness dominate every aspect of life. Kelly and Mark initially chose privacy to protect family rhythm, shield their children, and preserve a work environment where their faces bring comfort to millions. Every long marriage is built on small moments and a few defining ones. For them, the turning point came unexpectedly, live under the lights, in front of an audience that feels like family. A small misstep, a hand tremor, a forgotten word, an unusual exchange revealed more than intended. Concern mingled with practiced smiles of professionals accustomed to cameras. The balance shifted. Protecting private life began to threaten health. Doctors recommended closer monitoring, medication changes, and adjustments to public schedules. Choices once private collided with work obligations, filming, guests, and keeping an audience engaged. When a spouse speaks publicly about another's health, some see betrayal, others see love. Kelly spoke because silence was unsafe. She wanted to control the narrative, to offer truth with tenderness rather than tabloid cruelty. She aimed to show that seeking help is not weakness, and a family grows stronger through honesty. Creative dramatization. Kelly's public address, as reimagined here, opens with gratitude to the medical team, frames Mark's condition as a challenge the family faces together, and emphasizes the need for time, patience, and privacy. Truth given, privacy requested. That was deliberate. The response was unexpectedly tender. Longtime colleagues reached out. Fans shared stories of caring for loved ones. Across media, tone shifted from gossip to empathy. Medical reality is unyielding. Appointments, medication schedules, therapy, and daily adjustments create a life that must be relearned. For a couple whose identity was tied to busy careers, caregiving becomes practical and emotional intimacy. Making coffee while listening, hiding worry behind a joke, holding a hand through a scan. For Kelly, Stepping into this tender, steady role defines marriage in ways cameras rarely capture. Once shock subsides, families face choices: retreat into privacy or transform pain into purpose. Kelly and Mark lend both: private healing and public advocacy, raising awareness, encouraging screenings, and funding research. Health journeys rarely follow a straight line. Remission days and setbacks nights coexist. For families with children, honesty builds trust. Age-appropriate, reassuring conversations help children become part of coping strategies. Workplace adjustments and supportive colleagues reinforce human connections beyond logistics. Media ethics matter. Responsible reporting models compassion, while sensationalism harms. Kelly guided viewers toward support, screenings, and guidance. Social media offered both challenge and kindness, from advice to shared stories. Managing public exposure requires careful balance: honest enough to educate, private enough to protect. Caregivers' resilience matters too. Kelly's own need for rest, therapy, and trusted friends reflects a crucial truth: self-care is sustaining, not selfish. Those who've cared for loved ones know you cannot pour from an empty cup.